Hey everybody, it's Clever Like. If you want to participate in a conference or a workshop using Unreal Engine and following along with our Hour of Code projects, you're going to need to get your own device set up and ready to go well in advance of the event to make sure that you could participate. There's some large files to download, and there's also some processing that your system needs to do in advance that will just take up too much time in the workshop for you to wait till that moment to get it done. So let's get these done in advance so you could be ready to play with us when we're together in a workshop. First thing you're going to do is make sure you have an Epic Games account. So go to the Epic Games website, and from there create a new account and use the download button to download the Epic Launcher. Once you have the Epic Launcher up and running, you can see some tabs on the left hand side. Click on the Unreal Engine tab, and from there we'll click on Library. And under engine versions, you can click on the plus and then make sure you select the version that you'd like to install. And in this case, you could do the drop down right next to the version number and select the version you would want to install. Depending on the workshop that we're running and the version that we require, you'll want to make sure to install that one. So once you select it, you'll click the install button and then you'll wait for that to download and finish installing. Once your Unreal Engine version is downloaded and ready to go, switch over to the Marketplace tab here. So from Unreal Engine, then Marketplace. We click on that, and we're going to search for the Unreal Learning Kit. So over here, I click in this search box and say Unreal Learning and hit Enter. And you could see here, Unreal Learning Kit, now with Robotics. So what we can do is we can go ahead and click on that one to put it in the cart, and then you could check out with that in the cart. It's free. You won't have to pay for it, so make sure to check out and complete your purchase. Once you've completed the purchase, it'll show as owned, and then you could click on it to open up that actual product page. And from there, you could select Create Project. This will create a new project on your hard drive. And let's give it a name. We could call it Workshop. Just make sure it's saving to the correct hard drive that you would like it to save your project files to, and then selecting the engine version to use for that project. So in this case, we're selecting the engine version that's installed. If there's multiple versions, make sure you select the right one, and then create the project. Give it some time to create the project, and then we'll show you how to open it up. Once the project's created, you might not notice, but the Library tab up here now has a little notification on it. So click on the Library tab, and from there, if you remember, we created a project called Workshop. And if we look in the My Projects folder, you should see something called Workshop. And let's go ahead and double click that. Now you could see I have a little signal saying that it was looking like it's loading and running, but I'm not seeing anything quite on the screen yet. And this might take a long time to get this project loaded. So you definitely want to know that it's working. Give it some time. There's lots of stuff that needs to get loaded in. You'll see a screen pop up eventually, and then you'll see a progress bar. The progress bar might look like it's getting stuck at like 45% or 95%. It's just, those are the times where it's really working hard. Have faith. Your computer's not crashed. Your system's not locked up. Give it some time to work until you get into the project, and I'll meet you in the project. After a while, Unreal Editor will finish loading and bring up this interface that'll look similar to what you're seeing on the screen right now. You might notice that in the bottom of your viewport area that it says that it's compiling shaders. This is a process that takes a decent amount of time at first, but then doesn't have to happen again after that. The important thing is to make sure that you're opened up in the project that you're going to be working on. So for instance, you can open up the content browser, and then from there, you can see right now we're currently in the Learning Kit Games Showcase. If you're doing the Hour of Code game design project, you'll want to go into the Hour of Code folder, and then in the Maps folder, click on that, and then double-click Level HOC World. When you double click that, it'll bring up the base world and all the resources there. So if it says compiling shaders and it gives you a number, it needs to count all the way down to 0. So let your system process. When the shaders are finished being compiled for this, you're ready to go. So if you're participating in this game design workshop, you're ready to go. If you're participating in the robotics, let's go ahead and click on the Learning Kit Robotics folder. I'll close this one. And then from there, we could do the Maps Robots folder. We can just click that once. And then from there, you could see Map Robotown. I'll double click that. And that's going to open up the robotics resources and get those working as well. So if there's any shaders to compile, let those compile, and when it's done, you're ready to join us in the robotics project. When that's all done, you're ready to go. We look forward to seeing you at the workshop and having some fun in Unreal Engine.